Now we will start with the parasitic nutrition, the first stage of the heterotrophic nutrition. So parasitic nutrition, one is under the heterotrophic nutrition. Who will be parasitic, doing the parasitic nutrition, known as parasites also? The mode of nutrition in which organisms extract nourishment from other organisms. So here the very departure from the autotrophic, they cannot produce any organic molecules. They are simply collecting the organic foodstuff from other organisms. So important is they are extracting it from others. So this is parasitic nutrition. Certainly we should go for the examples also to understand and remember. So mode of nutrition here, so all considering all groups, all living organism groups, so they are parasitic in nature, who extract organic substance from other organism. So this is one type of heterotrophic nutrition dependent on another organism for their nutrition. Then that's why you can remember it properly. Now, quickly writing, I will come to the examples with pictures. That's why you can remember it better. First one. So here, how to identify also, if you can see under microscope, sometimes you can identify also. So left side is one type of fungus. This is known as Claviceps purpurea, and the right side it is the wheat showing ergot disease. When wheat having ergot disease, you will find that if you check under the microscope, you will find that Claviceps purpurea may be there. So Claviceps purpurea is a fungus drawing the nourishment from the wheat plant. So it's a kind of parasitic nutrition. So name and where we can find, and both are all in our locality, maybe also available. You can also see it. So fungi, this type of sometimes in many occasions we find fungi are having parasitic. They're having different also, but one time we will find parasitic mode of nutrition is also available in fungi. So Claviceps purpurea, this is one important example. Like, try to write it down, and if I ask you or in an exam if it is coming, then you can produce it. So you should be careful about it. Should write it. Okay. So Claviceps is this plant disease. Then next one, this is known as bracket fungi. It is coming as like bracket. So they can also do harm, and not only for small plants, they can do harm for the very tall plants as well. They are known as Genoderma. So Genoderma developing on the root trunk, the trunk of the plants, and gradually penetrating it, drawing the nourishment from the plant, and finally it can kill the very tall plant. So there is a parasitic mode of nutrition here in Genoderma, one type of fungus. So Genoderma is this one type of fungus. Next one, I will come to this parasitic fungus, is another type of fungus. This is another type of fungus. If we can, sometimes we find it in our locality also. You will find this, they are developing here. So this is known as oyster cap. Oyster cap, the common name is oyster cap. So oyster-like fungus, that's why they are known as oyster cap. Scientific naming will be different, but very commonly known as oyster cap because it is easier to understand and to know and mention. So this is oyster. Oyster, perhaps you know that this is another animal. We can find it in sea, oyster, from where we get the pearl. So oyster like it is, that's why it is known as oyster. So that is also a parasitic fungi. Then one plant is here, golden in color. I would like to know the name of the plant which is golden in color. I think understand this thing also. Sometimes these are all important. So Cascuta, there are several species. I would yes, okay, go on, please. Conceptually, you must be prepared for that in the competitive exams and some other places. When you grow more, you will find more concepts are required, and it should be from the very beginning. So Cascuta, it is correctly identified as Cascuta, or the daughter plant, golden in color, but they are devoid of chlorophyll, and that's why they are parasitic in nature. But one important feature of the plants they are having, That is, nice flowers are coming up. Check that, nice flowers are there. Flower is one of the character of the plants we find. So that's why you can classify as plant, a very basic. So check flowering plant. Cuscuta is a flowering plant. Write it down. Cuscuta is a flowering plant, though these are not autotrophic in nature. Most of the plants having the characteristics of autotrophic, maybe partially heterotrophic in case of insectivorous, but that will not be the case here. But still, we have to classify as plant because they are having flowers, very nice, beautiful flowers, and also other things. Like another thing, I would just come to here. There is one important characteristics of parasitic, this type of plant. They should have hostoria. Hostoria is a special type of roots. These are all roots. Special type of roots. What speciality is there? If we find internally, now check this one, we have come into the inside of the host plant. So inside the host plant, the root of this cuscuta is entering up to the phloem part, from which the host plants are getting their organic molecules, sucrose, etc. So this host plant pipeline for foodstuff, the hostoria are penetrating up to that level to draw the nourishment from there. So there, this cuscuta or daughter plant having roots also, and special type of root known as hostoria in plural. In singular, it will be hostorium. So hostorium is the cuscuta. When we go under the microscope in anatomical thing, so that time we will find this type of thing. Okay, so hostorium, and here one picture is here. I would like to know what is the name of the plant. Can anyone say what is the name of the Rafflesia, the biggest flower? So this is the biggest flower here, and Rafflesia you will find very. So two flowers are shown here, and check the length. What should be the diameter? See, even the child, or maybe your hand also cannot touch the center from the outside. So very big enough, very big. It is Rafflesia flower. Though big flower is there, but plant is parasitic in nutritional mode. So flower may be of 100 centimeters in diameter and weight may be 10 kilograms, so very difficult to lift up. So this is the plant, this big flower, but mode of nutrition will be here parasitic. That means they will draw nutrition from other. They will draw, or they draw nutrition from others. So this is one type of variation in the nature. You can get many things. So different. Here also one thing. So Rafflesia flower, the biggest flower, so to say, and it is like this, and the mode of nutrition in this plant will be parasitic. So parasitic mode of, in questions it is coming, identify the following plants who are parasitic in nature. You will find several very common names, and among them it may be Rafflesia. So you have to find that Rafflesia is there or something like that, flowering plants. Now check how Rafflesia is growing on the trunk of a plant. Rafflesia growing on the trunk of a plant to draw the nourishment from the host plant. So these are all about parasitic flowering plants. We are talking about parasitic flowering plants, fungi. Now this is one thing. Can you identify? Is it possible to identify this one? Yes, go on. One is difficult. So it is here, Plasmodium, the malarial germ. We are all afraid of that because if there is a mosquito bite and carrying the malaria germ, we are finding difficult. And so malaria is this. So malarial germ known as Plasmodium, write the name. And I will also try to show you how they create problem. How they create problem for us. I would like to show you, please see this. When a when a mosquito is a mosquito is biting a healthy person, and the mosquito carrying the plasmodium germ, what will happen? So this, when after biting, then they will put their saliva, and in their saliva, generally if there are this germ, then they always infect this germ. So germs enter the blood of the human, that healthy person, and then it come to the liver. In the liver, so liver cells get affected. This germ will develop more. They will multiply and they will change. So there will be certain change, and then after that germ, that change part, they will infect RBC, erythrocyte, red blood cell. There again, there will be some changes of this germ, some changes, and then from that change they will also develop something more. So some changes are going on, and then again they multiplied, and this multiply, so germs are more in number, and that will burst the RBC, then come out to the bloodstream. That time the patient gets severing due to fever. So this is how it creates a problem. So this is germ is coming out from the RBC, bursting out. RBC is killed, and they will travel throughout the body with the blood. And there will be more changes in the germ, and then after change, so they will be ready within the blood in the patient body. So there are several changes of this germ, plasmodium. And again, if there is a mosquito who bites this diseased person, then what will happen? Then in that mosquito, this mosquito will get this infected germ, but then germ will not affect the mosquito. It will remain there with some change, and then it will come to this body of the mosquito, and they will make some changes, some more multiplications, and they will come for next time for ready invasion. Next time, if this mosquito bites another healthy person, then that person will get malarial germ. So this is the transmission of the malarial germ. So malarial germs are parasitic in nature. So they draw nourishment from others. So Plasmodium vivax, there are several species. So Plasmodium, malarial germ. Another one I would like to understand. Can you see and can you name that germ? What we generally find sometimes in human and generally in the infants, babies, kids. So what is that? Liver fluke. Liver fluke. This flat leaf-like structure. This is liver fluke. Platyhelminthes group under animal kingdom. Phylum Platyhelminthes. If you have heard that, remember that. The example is liver fluke. So this is also they draw nourished, completely digested food from our intestine. They need not to digest anything. They will completely take up digested food from the intestine. So those children having more liver fluke, they cannot grow properly because digested food is taken up by the liver food. So they have to be treated with some medicine or some precautionary measures should be taken. So many are there. We can see many are there. Many consumers around us. We can see many mammals, lions, polar bears, cheetahs, birds are like that. Many are there. So all are consumed.